Tired of paying service fees and taxes for tickets and concerts? Well, guess what? There's an alternative, and that is 714 Tickets. Yes, 714 Tickets is the price you see, is the price you get. Ron Holt has set up this website for you and for us as Halos in the Infield fans. And by putting in HITI in the promo code, you get 10% off of your purchase every time. Not just one time when you sign up, no, every time. And not just for the Angels, not just for the Dodgers, for basketball, football, hockey, and concerts. Use the 10% off HITI code as much as you want. Isn't that great? Plus, you get 5% more of savings off of your purchases for future purchase of tickets going forward. 714 Tickets is awesome because, again, the price you see is the price you get, and you don't pay all these crazy service fees and taxes. If it's $28, well, guess what? It's $28 plus the 10% off you get by using Halos in the Infield, HITI, at checkout. So what are you waiting for? 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. Tell them Halos in the Infield sent you.
Attention Halo fans, the Heating merch is here, and it's louder, bolder, and more honest than ever before. Start at the top with the Halos in the Infield baseball hat. Clean, classic, and ready for game day, and only $16 plus shipping. Or keep it breezy with the classic trucker hat. Old school mesh, new school heat, only $15 plus shipping. Rep the rebrand in style. Show your loyalty loud and proud with the Halos in the Infield podcast team. Now featuring the bold new logo from our official rebrand. Same passion, fresh new look. $30 and all fire. Had enough of Artie? Say it on your chest. The Sell the Team Artie tee speaks for thousands. Just $20 plus shipping. It's always a good time with the Sprint O'Clock tee. Perfect for those post-game hangouts and pre-game laughs. Only $20 plus shipping. Play like trash, you get the Nacho Night. The Nacho Night tee is the ultimate fan clapback. $25 plus shipping and worth every butt. For the anti-Artie army, the Chief Yahoo tee leads the charge. This one's for the frustrated, fed up, and fired up faithful. Only $25 plus shipping. We ain't LA, we're just Anaheim. No confusion, no branding bullshit, just pride. Get it now for $25 plus shipping.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no!
And that was terrible, guys. This is Rob from Halos in the Infield, recapping last night's game. Happy 4th of July to everyone out there. Hopefully you guys are all well and feeling good this morning. Everyone has all the fingers, praying for that. But yet again, our Angels disappoint us and can't get over that hump of 500. Watching that game yesterday, it was a straight out pitcher's duel. It was absolutely great game at first. I know boring for a lot of people. Both guys are going one hitters through 5. And then Toronto goes ahead and breaks through. And what Toronto did is what we should be doing the whole time when we're struggling on offense. They saw that it was a pitcher's duel. They didn't think they were going to get too many runs out of this or generate too much offense. So what do they start doing? They got a guy on base. They started bunting. They started moving runners over. They started playing small ball. And yet, like it says here, small ball and the Angels fall. Because what do? We rely on the long ball here. And that helps us out sometimes, but you live and die by the long ball at that. Joe Adell has been absolutely great. And there was an article, someone's posted something on X, and I saw Joe Adell's doing what Ohtani couldn't do during that time. And I know it's just a lot to throw shade at Ohtani and all that stuff, but he's elevating this team. And this guy's absolutely great. But at the same time, when you're in a struggle, when you're having a tough time hitting this pitcher, Lauer yesterday, but pitched a phenomenal game, don't get me wrong. But yeah, he has 70 pitches through 6 innings. You guys got to start taking. We need to start working these counts. We need to start going ahead and digging deep in this. No more swings, free swings, because a lot of those swings were freaking ball one half the time. I don't know what was going on with these guys, the hitting plan, but it wasn't there for us overall. Outside of Joe Adell, who had 2 hits, I mean, Trout had 1 hit, 2 walks, Ward as well. But at the same time, they don't come up clutch. We talk about this all the time. But even when you can't come up clutch, where's the small ball in this game? Because if you go back, you guys, and watch this game here, the scoring for them, once they got the runner on base, spun it over right away. Right away. Why? Because they knew that Hendricks had the number. They knew that all they do is pick away at him. He didn't have a guy on third base. So what do? Put a guy on third, put the pressure on. And then you can see, put the ball in play, pressure breaks pipes. Neto gets a tough one hopper. Instead of sitting back and getting the guaranteed out, he goes ahead and he botches that ball. A run scores, no outs at all. I understand he goes and turns double play the next play. But do your job. You have to have trust that the second baseman's there. I know he's a rookie in Stevens, but at the same time, field it cleanly, flip it over. We have to make adjustments here and there. And then to watch our bunt defense is absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. When Sam Bachman in extra innings there picks up that ball, if you guys watch, he goes towards first base at first and then sees that no one's going to third. So he runs back to third. He picks that ball off his back foot. The guy's safe by a mile. By the time he picks up that ball, the guy is reaching for the bag. What does he do? Sails it. We lose the game. Over what? Freaking small ball. Because in the extra innings, yet again, we failed to get the guy over. Our number one hitter is up. Neto, bunt, get him over. Shanwell, probably the best contact hitter on our team, and probably arguably one of the better contact hitters in baseball altogether. He knows how to shorten up a swing. He knows how to put the ball in play. But you get guy one out, you can't shorten up a swing there. He has to try to drive that ball into the gap into the outfield and get on base. Why? Because there's already one out. So if he grounds out to the right side of the field and gets the guy to third base with 2 outs, it does nothing. It's absolutely awful. But I don't think Ray Montgomery. I think he's in over his head. This whole coaching staff, they're in over their head. Ron Washington, he has questionable calls time to time. Then I look at his staff. I mean, who's leading this dude? Why at this time do you put Furman in? Where's Reed Detmers during that time? Sam Bachman comes in late after Jansen. I'd like to see a little bit different, rotation there. I know Hendricks pitched strong. They got his number. They got some hits on him, right? Take him out right away. Why you let him suffer? But at the same time, the bullpen after that, we were pretty good until Bachman. But Bachman, that's a mental error, guys. We've seen it time and time again. Kikuchi does this all the time. A couple of our other pitchers take ill-advised throws, which makes me think we're not doing PFPs, which is pitchers fielding position. What the hell is going on in spring training? This is just basic stuff. The guys there, eat it. Who cares? Fight to live another out. At that point in time, you sail that throw, game's over. You hold on to it, you got to run on first base. Try to figure something out. Play some defense. But if we go through the order overall, again, Neto's he's struggling right now at the plate. You can say it's a shoulder. His one base on ball, one strikeout. But in one of that strikeout that he had a 3-1 count, and he went ahead and he swung at a ball. We have to start taking if these guys. When a pitcher has your number, again, you take. I would rather see him have 2 strikes against you every single time. Why? Because you're going to force him to throw more pitches. Not only that, you work it. You work the count the whole time. And you can go ahead and work that walk or wait till he makes a mistake. But that guy, Lauer's slider was on. So for Neto to think 3-1, he's going to get a fastball on the outside part of the plate, should have known it's going to be a breaking ball. Shanwell goes hitless. Trout has 2 walks and a hit. But when it came up to big time there for Trout, he struck out. We had an opportunity there to win the game. Had an opportunity to do something, but he struggles, man. And for me, it's just that dip of the shoulder, popping it up. Why? How are we fixing Joe Adell's swing? How are we not fixing Trout's? What are we doing wrong? Who's working with Adell? Keep doing what you're doing. Who's not working with Trout? At this point in time, I'd almost like to see Trout in Adell's hip pocket. Learn something. Let's do something together and figure out what we're going to do overall to move forward, because this is unsustainable for Mike Trout right now. To be 230 hitter, batting third in the lineup right now, and you have Dale's quickly climbing the ladder at 250 hitter right now, and then everyone else just kind of slumping off. Hoppy fell off. I think Darnold should be playing a little bit more. I know Hoppy had a hit, but I like Travis's approach to the plate a little bit better. Obviously, defensively, he's a lot better for us too. Taylor Ward, not much to say, man. He's either red hot, guys, or he's not. He absolutely is. It's one way or the other. Because Ward, he's going to come up for you, or he's going to strike out. End of story. There's no in between this guy. He's not an average. He's both extremes. He's hot and cold for us. Adell, freaking Joe Adell. Joe Adell is here, guys. I don't care what anyone says. At this point in time, my main focus, if I'm the Angels in the offseason, is trying to get Adell to stay, because there's going to be a lot of teams out there, a lot of suitors. I believe he's unrestricted free agent this year. I could be wrong on this, but I know he's on a 1-year deal with us, and it's something we have to figure out, because we finally drafted this guy to take over center field just in case Mike Trout left. That was the plan originally, right? Oh, why do we draft a center fielder, a kid from high school? Because at that time, we didn't know Mike Trout was staying or if he was going. It was a good pick, I thought, at the time too. The kid was young, 5 tool, of course, Angels are going to angel. Uh, the Angels are going to angel. Don't develop this guy. They pull him up, pull him down. He hasn't played great defense overall, but I think that's a lot to do with us. You put a guy in right field, put him in center field, put him in left field, drop him up, drop him down. It's very hard to be consistent because we've even seen Mike Trout make some routine errors or routine plays, miss them and make errors in right field because it's different. It's a big difference to me overall. I think Odell looks very comfortable in center field right now. I would keep him there. I hate when we shift him to right because the other game was that 2 games ago, we shifted him right field at home, and he just looked out of place. He made a play. It was a routine fly ball, made it look very difficult and everything. But I think if you're going to stick with your guy, let him be your guy. Let him take us to the next level because he's proven it. He's on a hot streak right now. Let's see if it can stay. But his approach is way, way better than it was before. I know he was very patient at the plate before, taking good pitches and all that stuff. But oh, Mo says sorry that Adele has 2 more years arbitration. Well, that's great for us because we need him right now. And then you look at overall. Let's go pitching right now. Hendricks pitched a gem, guys. I understand he gave up the 3 runs, but at the end of the day, we need to generate some type of offense. And when you tie the game 3-3, you kind of build him out. He did his job. He got us to the point to flip it over the bullpen. It's just a matter of the managing aspect of the game of what we're going to do when we get to that bullpen. Again, our defense is awful. Our small ball game, period, is awful. Because I don't know how many stolen bases we have yesterday. None? We even have an attempt? So it's sad to see that we're not doing anything at all to try to generate this offense when we're struggling. But again, we're down and out. I don't like starting Newman or playing Newman at all, even though starting Stevens as well. I would almost rather see a Matthew Lugo come back up, play third base, move Rengifo over to second base there, where he's a little bit more comfortable because he's been a problem for us freaking third base. He's absolutely been awful. But we went ahead. You go Stevens, the hot bat, but again, major league is a little bit different than minor leagues, right? You're getting a little bit different pitching. He's pressing right now. He wants to get that first hit. I do believe when he gets that first hit, he will go ahead and step up a little bit more, have some better at bats. But again, we have an issue in right field as well. Campero's playing. Campero's hit or miss. He's a great defender, absolutely great defender. But offensively, he's really not there just yet. Jorge Soler has been struggling too, but he might be a little bit better. He's a little bit more of a presence in the batter's box than Campero is. However, that guy can't play outfield. So when you sign these guys, it's mismanagement. It's organizational alignment is just off too because you have a couple of guys who are just DHs only at this point in time. And we always make the argument, Taylor Ward, same thing. Guy could be arguably DH only. He doesn't make great defensive plays, has a noodle arm. I would say maybe a C- type arm. He's not going to flash his speed out there. He's not going to make great diving plays all the time, layout. I was watching after the Angel game. I was watching the Diamondback game, and freaking those guys are going all out. They're losing to the Royals at that time, but diving plays everywhere. Every outfielder hustling. But the Angels again are going to angel because when it came up, we take the lead or tie the game, excuse me, in the 7th, and we have the opportunity to take the lead in the 10th. Top of the lineup up. No game plan. Swing away is not a game plan because at the same time, Neto is still 0 for 3 at that point in time. Why? Why are you not trying to generate something? Bunt something over. I know Newman's not the fastest guy out there as well, too, so that doesn't really help you out overall. We just don't have the depth. We need to make some type of move, or we need to figure out something. We signed Brandon Drury, and I believe that's a great sign. I don't know how a lot of you guys feel about it, but he fills that gap for us. He's that guy. He does have great at-bats overall. Doesn't always produce to a hit, but he does work counts. He plays some good defense at second base. And Christian Moore is a guy who wants to be a second baseman all day, everyday player. But now we can try to work Drury. Hey, we need you to be at third base just in case we get rid of Moncada. We get rid of Rengifo. It gives us more options, guys, and more flexibility overall. That's my belief for us. And then allows us to add another arm. Because I still think we're a starting pitcher away, and we'll see today what happens with Quan Witz and all that. But if you go to the Blue Jays side, again, they struggled with us too. We both teams had 5 hits, and they were going through the motions with us. Hendricks had their number at the end of the day, but Lauer pitched a great game for them. But you come up to theirs. Jimenez has 1 hit leadoff man, 218 hitter. The guy I don't really like pitching to right now is George Springer. And if you guys have been watching our scouting report, which is way off, George Springer just destroyed the Yankees in a 4-game set. Why are we pitching this guy? Pitch around him at this point in time. Bo Bichette's, he had a hit yesterday with an RBI, but he's been struggling that 4-game series especially. And then after that too, Schneider was struggling beneath him. So we have to have some type of game plan. Hendricks pitched a gem, absolute gem. But when we get turned over this bullpen here, we got to figure out where we're going, what's going on here with these guys, and who's hot and who's not. Don't give an opportunity away. You saw with the 2-0 count, even though Mike Trout's not playing his best, they're not going to give that opportunity away. They walked him. Why? It's 2-0. Put the guy on. I'm not going to have my guy throw a meatball out there. I'd rather pitch Taylor Ward. And they did. And they got out of it. They were just fine. But we'll keep this short today, you guys, relatively overall, because I know we have a game starting in about an hour. Post game will be again later on after this, but we'll go. There's not too many here comments. Carrillo says, balls in my mouth. Yeah, I don't have all that stuff, guys. Sorry. But today I would like to see Montgomery make some adjustments overall to get there, guys, because I don't think he's the guy for us right now. I do think he's going to be the reason why, if we're out of the playoffs or not making a push. I hate to say playoffs. I know it's still early. It's 500 baseball, and we talked about it yesterday. Fernando Todd talked about it. There's like 60 games or so that we were 500, and we could never get over that hump. And I believe Ray Montgomery is going to be the reason why we can't get over that hump, especially this year too, without making some type of move right now, because his mismanagement of the bullpen is awful. The offense is awful, and there's no one there helping him out. It's the staff itself. They just seem ill-equipped to figure out and handle this. I know we don't have the best analytics and all that. There's just something like about old school baseball and grit. Feel the situation. Feel it out. If this was Mike Scioscia era baseball and they were struggling, that bunt would have been put down, hands down. No problem at all. Generate offense, steal more bags, put pressure on them. They put pressure on us. Look at that ground ball again, like I said with Neto. They put pressure on that situation. They applied it. Neto makes the error. He couldn't make the catch and throw at the same time, even though he should have sat back, in my opinion, and thrown it. I know hindsight's 2020. If he made the great play, it'd be like, okay, yeah, great play. Absolutely, Neto did the right thing. But at this point in time, when you're struggling there, you gotta get out of that inning and get it out any way you can. Rio says that hitting coach needs to be fired. I agree. I agree with you on that. That launch angle, it's getting worse and worse. And then for me, if I'm the hitting coach overall, I'm telling you, hey, let's drop Trout down. Let's take some pressure off of this guy. Why did we drop Hoppy down? Because he was struggling, right? He's batting great for us. All of a sudden, we drop him down the order. He's not doing great overall, but he's not doing terrible as he was. Still has a launch angle swing overall, but he's still working those counts and trying to get hits and everything. And I don't know what he's doing with Red Heathel right now, man. He's hit or miss right now for us overall, and I haven't really seen too much of him working with Stevens, who's pressing hardcore. I do agree we need a little bit better there, hitting wise. Josh says I was calling Joe Adell our best player in the chat since late May. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people have been calling Joe Adell. I mean, the network's calling it out, saying that June's to me his best month, and it was arguably probably one of the better months in baseball for a player this year. He just blossomed into it. This is the guy we've been waiting for. That's the first round pick that you drafted. This is what you expected out of him, and he's producing for us. And you got to remember, not every first round pick works out, but for us, luckily, knock on wood, we've been able to put these guys into action. I know Bachman didn't do too well there, but that's just a mental error. He's just got to know how to eat it. But the vote for Bonds Hall of Fame says, "Oh no, we suck again." Cue Gavin's ED ad. That's a hard one for me, guys, because Todd has the whole setup. I'm just doing this on a phone.
You guys are crazy. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back. What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson. Don't get it twisted. You've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. It's hard. It's hard. Oh, man, it feels great. Oh, yummy. Oh, how about a yummy? Oh, come on. Magic. Oh, my goodness. Guys, tasting nut. You guys are crazy. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back. What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson. Don't get it twisted.
Okay, that's enough of Gavin. Again, I don't know the guy, man. I'm going to be on that hit list for that one there. But Mo says both Trout and Ward are anti-clutch, and you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's been the narrative for a while that Trout's been anti-clutch, and it's not even a narrative at this point. It's just a fact, right? We've been talking about that. Todd talks about it. His last walk-off hits. It's been a minute, and he's failed to make the adjustments still. And that's disheartening to me overall because you see these other players making adjustments in the offseason, hiring, hitting coaches, getting guys out here. And Mike Trout makes more than enough money to bring a guy out and help him and have him stay with him for the trip if the Angels organization is okay with it. And trust me, I think Artie and the rest of the boys are going to be okay. Hey, you want to seek help and pay for it on your own? It's only going to benefit you because honestly, I know you can get much worse, but 229, it's pretty bad overall. But I do think a lot of that's from him just being in a pressed position in the lineup. When he was batting fifth back in Cleveland, when he was playing the Indians, he was doing great for us, right? Right, fresh off that injury, the Guardians, excuse me, the Ohio teams, I would say. But he's batting great, right? His approach was good. He seemed relaxed, a lot more comfortable in that situation than he was at batting third. Once we moved him batting third again, he went back to pressing. His swing changed. Looks like he tightens up. He's trying to hit home runs instead of drive the ball to the gap, get singles. I know he's a liability for us overall too, still with his speed and everything. I'm not a big fan of that, but you either get him at 50%, I take that right now, or wherever he is, 75%, then try to go through our minor league system. Sorry about that, guys. My thing's going off. Then try to go through our minor league system and find a DH because we failed to get a JD Martinez type guy. We failed to fill that gap somewhere, and there's plenty of guys to fill the gap with. Or if you make a trade, we don't have much trade pieces to make, but there's a lot of guys out there. And we were talking about this in our chat that we have between us all. O'Neill Cruz Jr. is on the block right now. Pirates are entertaining offers because that is just a failing organization, and we're kind of in that system there. But if you told me today, and this is just me, this is not the view of the network. If you tell me to trade Kane and Dana and one other prospect to go ahead and get O'Neill, I would do it in a heartbeat right now. Guys under control till 28. We need that gap right there. We need someone under control that we can pay a little bit less. And if we don't make a push by then, trade that guy away. 'Cause honestly, guys, Kate and Dana and all these guys, I don't see them working out so far for us overall. And it's okay because at that point in time, a prospect is just a prospect until they're proven in the major leagues. Because look at Joe Adell. He was a prospect, right? One of the top prospects for a while. He's proven himself in the major league this year. But if you could have got more out of him as a young prospect before he hit the major leagues and turn the tide of the team, like the way we had an opportunity with Dallas McPherson and all these guys in years past to get like Miguel Cabrera and everybody, we didn't do it. And at that prospect was just a prospect. They didn't pan out in Major League Baseball. If you can flip this for something that's proven, I'm all for it right now. And I know it's not going to be a good take here, but it builds for the future. It gives you something moving forward for at least the next 3 years to figure something out. And hopefully by then, I know it's a big hope, but you sell the team and get an owner here who gives a fuck and can go ahead and throw his money out there and get some players going. Josh also says Trout's useless. Yeah, we agree. Mo says, yeah, 2 more years. If he's not mistaken, hey, I'll take that 2 years. We need that control for a little bit to see where this team goes. This young core can take us somewhere, I think, overall. And this young core, if you see the game last night too, they're there, they're in it. Their heads are there, just not making the adjustments, not being told the right thing to do. They're trying to do too much, in my opinion, overall, trying to be the hero. But sometimes I don't need you to be the hero. I just need you to execute that play for that one out. I'll exchange an out for a run any day. So the Blue Jays. And that's why they're in first place right now. Because when they were struggling again, they generated the runs. That's a team in the AL East, arguably one of the hardest divisions in baseball overall. Our toughest divisions, the toughest divisions in baseball overall. And they know how to generate runs when their back's against the wall. But Hendricks had the number. If Hendricks can pitch like this, guys, I think we're making a pretty decent run at being better. And like we talked about yesterday on the show, Fernando and Todd, is that even if you don't make playoffs, just as long as you're over 500, you progress somewhere. You're 18 games better than you were last year. You're showing free agents. It's like advertising yourself. You're selling yourself to somebody, hey, we have something brewing here. We're just missing a few key pieces overall. And these key pieces can end up a win like yesterday's game. Because the guy fills in the spot. He knows his role. I need you to bunt right there and get over. This is where I miss like a Nicky Lopez type guy. And I'd rather not have Newman. I'd rather have a Tim Anderson as well too. A guy who can bunt, play great defense and all that stuff, decent speed, situational player, comes in and does what he has to do and then you leave. I wouldn't even mind seeing Kyron Paris come up and just do that and fill that gap spot for us a little bit. Defensive replacement, play infield, you can play outfield, A+ arm on it. Not A+, but he has a B arm, on it, but he has great speed. If he can bunt and be that guy and sacrifice himself over and hopefully turn it into a hit, something we need, or even at that, take a bag, steal a bag here and there. Mo says, in all fairness, guys, this team seems to injure themselves when they slide. They do. They do. That's fundamental baseball, man. I mean, how many times you guys play little league and you're taught how to slide over and over again? Granted, you could be taught wrong if you get the wrong coach, but you would think these are little things that we would work on in spring training before the season hit, before we started doing all this dumb stuff and being out for what 2-3 weeks at a time. And Moncada, who's just getting his rehab start going again, it doesn't make sense to me overall what we're doing here. There's really no system in it overall. There's no rhyme or reason to what we're doing, but wing it. I guess it's going to keep us at 500 or a game below. Unfortunately, not a game above. We're just going to keep doing that. But for Boss says, thanks for the stream. No, thank everyone here. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's early still, and we have a game tonight or today in about an hour. But thank you guys for all being here. The Heat Network wouldn't survive without the fans, and by far, I think we have the greatest fans out there. Very passionate and very loyal. Tony C says, switch Trout and Adele around the lineup. I absolutely agree. You have to do that right now because, again, he looked more comfortable down there, and he's not producing. He's coming up time and time again and choking. Yeah, he's that presence, maybe gets you that walk here and there, but that's all fine and dandy. But now you're a liability on the base path. You're not the Mike Trout of 3-4 years ago when on first base you had some speed and I got to worry about you taking it back. Now I know for sure Mike Trout, he's not taking it back. Maybe a one-step lead if we're lucky, if he feels good that game. But I absolutely agree. You get to change from the lineup, and then you're inhibiting Adele from getting an extra at bat, possibly in certain games, right there. So you move him up a little bit. As clutch as he's been right now, and he's been coming up and grinding it all out. That's the guy you want. I want him as many at bats as possible. And I absolutely agree with you there, Tony. I would switch him around in a heartbeat. A Vote for Bond says that ad gets me every time. Classic. There's some classic stuff on this, man. They do a great job. Tony sees BBB? I don't get it. Vote for Bond says Mike Trout could keep stroking his ego, play outfield, and maybe 2 to 3 years left in his knees, or he can DH and have a revival turn into Big Poppy. It's all really up to him. It absolutely is, and how he wants to do it, because even Big Poppy, as big as he was, he knew how to kick it on, when to kick it on and when not to. He also throw down bunts. He did what he had to do. He's a professional hitter. He worked those counts, and he didn't really have a launch angle all the time. He can slap that ball and get it out there for you when you certain situation. Tony C with a super sticker. Thank you, Tony. We really appreciate it. It really does help out the page, guys. All this stuff here, the thing we're using to stream this whole show, it costs these guys, it costs Todd money, game in and or day in and day out to every time he uses it for the podcast, especially. Really appreciate that. But we're saying Trout, the ego, man. I agree. We got to do something with him overall. And at this point in time, tell him to go back and be a slap hitter. Be like Nolan Channel approach. I don't need you to hit home runs anymore. You're not doing me any good striking out every 3 times before you hit a home run. And at this point, I think the rate's much higher than that too. But that comes down to organization itself too. It comes down to the coaching staff really sitting him down and telling him what you need out of him. And if not, if he doesn't want to be on board, we got to let you go. And if you don't want to be traded, you're going to waive your no trade clause. I'm going to place you on the bench. If not, let's embarrass you a little bit and put you down in AAA until you can figure out your swing. Because that's what you do with anyone else. Granted, I know you have to DFA him because he has more than 5 years in the league, 7 of which are with a major league club, or the same major league club, consecutively. So it doesn't allow you to just drop him down. You can DFA him, but it hurts the ego. Himself would just be on the bench the whole time. And that's something you got to do to him every once in a while. You got to ground these guys. We grounded Pujols, right? Put him in timeout, and all of a sudden what happens? We release him. He goes to Dodgers, revives them, goes back to St. Louis, had a way better season than he ever did with the Angels. Not that he had bad seasons with us. He could never get healthy. We never helped him out with our training, PT-wise, and already didn't buy the special machines or treadmills to help him recover as fast. So it's a lot of those errors are on us. But at the same time, too, I would like to see him reinventing himself at that point in time, try to drop some weight, lose some pounds, help himself out. He didn't do that. The ego got in the way. But again, these other organizations catered to him and they figured something out that worked for him. And we're not doing that right now with Trout. I think we're very stale with him and we're just letting it happen. Let's see. Tony C, Angels need to shake up this lineup big time. I agree, Tony. I do. Again, the Trout one, like like we were just talking about, that vote for Bond said, absolutely, I would turn Trout around, put him down 5 or 6, and see what we can do there. Uh, but I'd even move Shanawall around too, guys. It's not a popular opinion right now. I know we had the lineup today. Neto's hitting first, leading off. Not big on that right now. I'd like to see him bump down to 2, see if we can get someone else in number 1 spot. But for me, it'd be like Christian Moore, who sees the ball very well, who has a very great approach when he comes back. But then from there, what do you have? You have Luis Rengifo at this point in time, and he's hit or miss right now. At that, this is a guy too I'm really trying to showcase if I'm the Angels, because I really think he's a good trade piece for you, who can bring something back for another arm, or if not a younger bat or something like that, if you package up the deal. But for me, he's a guy that has to play a little bit more, and we got to sell him what he can do. He can play third. He can play short if he has to. I think, he's a better second baseman than he is anything else. We've put him in the outfield. The Yankees have been tied to him and Moncada time to time. I'd rather at this point, Moncada is very injury prone, so it's got to be one or the other. With signing Brandon Drury to get him at third base, I can see us moving both those guys and getting someone else in here to help us out. But the shaking up of the lineup does need to happen. Absolutely. Like I said, I like Shanawall be my number 3 hitter, and Joe Adell's my number 4 right now. Taylor Ward and Mike Trout bump their ass down until they figure it out and get going again. Even when Trout gets going, actually, I could probably keep him there. Probably keep him there full time. Just tell him, hey, you're a 5-6 hitter now. Until you show me that you're the Mike Trout of old, like how Todd and Fernando said that he wants to be for his son, you got to go ahead and go down. At this point, too, if you're not even improving after this season, we got to let you go, man. We got to figure out something, because your launch angle is not helping the team. And you can see it. That one that he popped up when he had a chance to win the game, guys, his first motion back was to drop those hands, and the shoulder went straight up in the air. I saw it right away, and sky mile high, right at the second baseman. Almost probably hit the roof of that dome, to be honest with you. Bond says, I agree. They need to trade Dana. His fastball is going to get lit up in the show. I see. Thank you. I agree with that too, 100%. That kid relies on blowing things away, blowing people away. You're not throwing 105. You're not giving me a Ben Joyce type number. Excuse me. Unless you're doing that game in and game out with a killer slider or a killer split finger and changeup, vice versa, you need something else to offset your pitching too. He doesn't have that. I don't see it, guys. You guys can tell me if you see it or not. I really don't. I think he's a guy you can package up right now. He's still 21 years old. Send him off. You can get a good haul back. Again, it has to be very situational. Has to be a good haul for us. Has to be a win somewhere. Win-win for somebody. Someone who needs young pitching, pitch for Pirates. And then we get something back in return for him. Or even the Diamondbacks. We made some trades with them too. We had Tyler Skaggs, something like that. Rest in peace to him, but he was an Angel. Stayed into the Diamondbacks. We got a haul back, right? We got Dan Herron. It helped us out that point in time. And then when it came back, we got him back. So there's always moves to be made for us to improve this team. Tony C says, I think the Angels are in a going to make a huge trade with the Pirates, Royals involving Ward, Rengifo, Anderson. The Angels will keep Jansen. That is what the Angels do. It is. I like Jansen though right now. He provides that grit and that bullpen that we need, even though he would bring a great haul back. I'm all for trading Rengifo and Anderson. I'm not big on trading Taylor Ward right now, and I'll tell you guys why. Even though he struggles and everything, unless the value's really there for us, I don't want to trade him for one prospect. I really don't. I don't want to trade him for a guy who might have potential in the show, who's played in major leagues and done okay as well too, because I'm in the same situation. I would like to see him in a big package if we trade him away and get a big haul in return. Overall, kind of like how we did with Estevez to the Phillies. If we get something like that, I'm okay with it. He's under another year of control. And with this organization failing to spend money, this guy does have some pop in his bat. Even though, like I said, he's very hot or cold. When he's hot, it's good because it does help us out in situational games where we need some little juice off the bat here and there, or little gapper. Taylor Ward seemed to come up clutch in those point in times. But he's been very anti-clutch lately. It's just the little things, guys. It's the little things that he does here and there. I'm not big on his defense, don't get me wrong, but it's pick the lesser of the two evils at this point in time, because he reminds me a lot of Anthony Santander. And I said that too when everyone here, we were talking about the network who wanted Santander. I really didn't want him because he was just a Taylor Ward who was more expensive. And looking at his numbers this year, it seems to be very true. Taylor Ward's actually hitting better. But I'm a little iffy on getting rid of Ward. because I think teams know we're desperate right now. And if we're either going to make a push or we're going to do a rebuild, that it's not really there for us right now. Especially, we got to see what everyone else is doing. If Jared Duran is out there, he's going to be a pretty big name. Uh, for the Red Sox, the left fielder, he's going to be a big name out there too, for trade. So it might be secondary, but I'm always about the move early and move often. Be the first one to strike, and you get a better deal overall. Set the narrative in the market. Don't let the market set the narrative for you in itself too. That's in anything in life, but if you can go ahead and get a good trade for Ward right now, right off the bat, I would do it. Rengifo, Anderson. I'm not a big fan of Tyler Anderson too. I told you guys that. He does some good stuff. Don't get me wrong, but he pitches up a lot and he calls his own pitches. He never makes the adjustment, and he doesn't see what he's doing wrong. He thinks that he's correcting it himself, but for me, he doesn't do it. But again, thank you guys all for coming out here. Thanks for everyone in the comments. If you guys go ahead and smash that like button and tell your friends to subscribe, everything helps this page out little by little. Tune in later today. There'll be a post game after the game in about half hour from now. Angels take the mound. Hopefully, you guys, we see some small ball for struggling. I hope we don't struggle at all. Hopefully, we can turn this game around a little bit. Joe Adell, go ahead and carry this team a little bit more. Everyone else, we just need to step up. And baseball's very situational, guys. Every day can't be your day, but that's where it's next man up. And that's where I hope this young team grasps that situation. But this young team does need a little bit more help. And it's up to this coaching staff to go ahead and do that. And as of now, I don't have really too much confidence in Ray Montgomery. I think he's in over his head. Like I said before, I do think he needs a handler at that too, because I look around, I think Barry Enright's still the best coach we have on that staff right now. But with wash out for the rest of the year, we got to figure something out because, like it says here, small ball and Angels fall. We got to generate offense some way, somehow, and hopefully we do that today. But again, thank you guys all for tuning in today. Like, subscribe, catch out the shows for the rest of the week. We'll see you guys a little bit later.